and I also deliver classes in multiple MNC companies. I've delivered many webinars, and currently I'm associated with Simplilearn, Eduonix, then Upgrad recently. So there are many other institutions I've associated with. So this is like I can say a brief intro about. So we can get started. So before starting, right, I just want to know what kind of audience we are dealing. So can you, in the chat, can you please mention whether you are a fresher, experienced person, whether you know data science, machine learning, AI, all those things. Can you mention in the chat?
Sorry to interrupt, Jayanth.
Yeah.
So to give an overview, this is Asutosh. I'm from TechBairn. So to
Okay.
give an overview of the audience, Jayanth, mainly the people who joined us today are the one who is currently pursuing their undergrad, or maybe few are who are currently doing their masters. So 95% of the people are the one who are currently doing either they are in the first year, second year, third year, or fourth year. So mostly undergraduate students are there, and they have just joined so that they can learn the things from your experience, because you are having a lot of experience of teaching also, and you worked as a data scientist and in a different company. So they just want to know how they can navigate their career.
Sure, sure.
And
Okay.
you can also, guys, you can put it in the, like, which year you are from. You can put it in the chat so that Janth can also be having a better idea on understanding the crowd. You can put the year.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Fine, fine. Let me share my screen. So let's get started. So today's agenda will be first, let's start from the beginning, and then we'll go through AI and what all fields you can pursue, and what all fields you can approach, what innovative things we can do. All those things we'll discuss today. So let me share my screen quickly. I hope you can see my screen. Please confirm.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
visible, Jan.
Okay. So let's get started. So whichever field we take, right? Let's say we are talking about full stack development, or let's say we are talking about programming, or now data science, machine learning, AI. Whatever we do, it is based on data, right? So the very first thing is data. So under data, everything comes. So if you want to build an application, again, we need database. Using the database only, we can build the data. And let's say you're logging for the first thing. Again, they'll ask you to register. So they will take your data, they will save it in the database. Again, when you log in next time, so they'll recheck the username and password, then they'll let you in. So wherever we go, it's all because of data. And it's no different here also. So whenever we talk about data science, machine learning, AI, right? First of all, the very first thing which comes is data engineering. We'll talk about each stream. So then comes data analyst or business intelligence developer or business analyst. And then we have data science, or we can say data scientist. And then we have machine learning engineer. We have deep learning engineer. Then we have nowadays we are hearing a lot of about generative AI, synthetic data. So there is NLP and there is computer vision. There is also reinforcement learning. So still there is a lot of research going on. So we'll talk about. So whenever we talk about data, roughly or overview, we can talk about these many fields. Now, first of all, what is data engineer work? So now we have many websites, right? We have the e-commerce website, we have banking application. So let's take the Facebook application. In Facebook, if I create one post, so basically I'm creating data. So people can like my post, people can comment my post, people can share my post. So here lot of data is getting generated, right? Not one, not two. There is lot and lot of data is getting generated. Now, what to do with this data? So these data engineers, what they do, they collect this data and they transform it. First of all, they'll collect it and then they'll transform it. Again, for collecting, there are different techniques. I won't go in depth into that. And to transform also, there are a lot of things. So the basic job of data engineer is taking the raw data, transform it, and make it available for rest of the people. So now, data engineer, what he has done, he has created one data model. So here, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. We have this data, and it is in database. So till here, it is the job of data engineer. So this is just an overview. Again, to do this, there is lot of difficulty involved. So there are a lot of performance issues. There are a lot of aspects which will come to the picture. So generally, people who are very much interested in programming, people who are very much interested in performance, making it better, those people can opt for data engineering. And to become data engineer, the very first thing is you need to be very good at Python, Java. Once you know these both programming languages, you need to start learning architecture. There is something called and there is something called Spark, and there is many cloud frameworks. And there are again in this, I'm just naming the overview of it. Again in this there are many sections. So people who are interested in programming to make it better performance, or who are interested in cloud computing, so those people they can perform data engineering. They can pursue data engineering, and nowadays there is lot of value here. So generally in the market, what they say, if there are 10 jobs for data scientists, there will be 15 jobs for data engineer. So in terms of number of jobs, in terms of number of openings, there is lot of such data. So now let's continue the story. Now what has happened? We have put data engineers, they have taken all the data, they have transformed the data, and they have placed all the data into the database. So now we have the database. Next comes data analyst, business intelligence developer, or business analyst. What these people will do. So they take this data, whatever we have created in the database, they take this data, they will plot some graphs, they'll do some kind of analytics. For analyzing, there are a lot of tools in the market. So they will analyze the data, they will dig insights from it, they will plot the graphs, and they'll try to build story on it. Build story, dashboards, PPT, whatnot. So whatever business people ask, right? Let's say there is one CEO, he'll ask, what is the profit all 5 years? So what he'll do, he'll take last 5 years data, he will plot some graph, he'll show, okay, our graph is going up, our graph is going down. So we will perform all those kind of analytics, we'll plot some graphs, we'll show everything. And who can choose this profile? People who are interested in business, right? Business and dealing with numbers, and whoever has very good communication skills, they can take this data analyst domain. Personally, even I like data analyst domain. Initially, even I started my career as a data analyst only. Initially, I was a developer. Slowly, I moved to data analyst. Then I became data scientist. Now I can do anything in the data. So people who like business, right? Basically they can go with data analyst, and this is like very good role. And there are a lot of jobs which are creating, especially after AI. There are a lot of things to analyze, so here there is a lot of scope. And to become data analyst, what you need, the very first skill is Excel, advanced Excel, SQL, and statistics, stats, and mathematics. And even when I say statistics and mathematics, right, it's not like you have to go for complete in-depth mathematics. The basic statistics, the basic hypothesis, the basic mathematics, if you know that, it's more than enough. And to do this, there are a lot of good textbooks also you can refer in the market, and there are a lot of YouTube channels also you can go with it. And once you know these things, right, these are like fundamentals for data analysis. The next complex thing is, next you need to know some kind of pandas analytics. And then you need to know some kind of visualization tool. This is very key. Either you can go for Tableau, Power BI, and there are a lot of vendors. And SAP has some tool and very big players. Many players now. Google has one tool. Everyone has a tool. But the major players in the market are Tableau and Power BI. Generally, I recommend Power BI. So once you have these skills, it's not that you're ready for data analysis. So data analysis, whenever we see right in the market, so they are selling these courses, they're selling these skills. The main part, what they're not teaching is business. So to become data analyst, first you need to select the domain. You need to select domain. You need to work on business part. Once you have the understanding of business, then all this comes. Now after ChatGPT, right now, I guess you would have heard about ChatGPT, but now Llama, LLMs. There are a lot of large language modeling. So those, as soon as you ask some question, it will give everything. But what ChatGPT won't give is business. So in my previous company, recently many people got fired. Almost 15 to 20 people got fired. All 20 people were almost they're one way or related to data analysis or data engineering or AI. Because people after ChatGPT, right? No need to hire 100 people. If you have 5 people who does very good job, it's more than enough. So what they're doing, people who is having technical skills but who is not having business skills, they're firing. So if you have good business skills, then automatically you can use multiple tools like ChatGPT or anything you can use and make it work. But if you don't know the business, but you're good at technical skills, it will be no use. So I always suggest to learn business. Once you get the business right, just explore, work on lot of projects. Once you work on lot of projects, you'll start understanding business, what to do, how to implement. Tool is just way of solving the problem. So that is one thing. Now, this is the job of data analyst. Working with the business people, whatever they ask, you build a project, you build analytics report, you give them the data, what it is talking, all those things. Next comes data scientist. So data scientist basically does whatever data analysts do, even data scientist does same thing. So even he'll do analytics, even he will also build report. But the extra thing what data science people will do is, let's say there's a business guy, he has for 5 years report. Now data analyst guy, what he will do, he'll go for last 5 years report or he'll go for last 5 years data. He'll build some report and he'll show, okay, profit is going up. Now here if you see, there is linear growth. Now he is telling me linear growth, but he is not telling me why. Why? That is the first problem. Now let's say this is for 2019 and here we have 2020 and here we have 2021 and followingly 2022 and 2023. So this is performance report of 5 years. Now let's say now I am the business person. I want to know what will be my profit in 2024. What will be my profit in 2025? What will be my profit in 2026? These things, right? Data analyst, he cannot predict because he's not doing any kind of predictive analytics. He's just seeing the data and he's building the report. This is where data science people will shine. So what this data science people will do, with the analytics, they'll also build predictive modeling. Predictive modeling. So these people, they use many kinds of machine learning models. There are different machine learning models. Again, if I want to give overview, there is something called supervised learning. Maybe the people who are doing MTech, right, they will know. So in machine learning, there is something called supervised learning and there is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning. So again, in supervised learning, again, there are a lot of things. There is something called regression and there is classification. And in unsupervised learning, again, there is association, clustering, recommendation. There are many segments under this. So in each segment, I can non-stop. I can teach 4 to 5 algorithms. Again, in classification, there are many things. In association, there are many things. In clustering, there are many things. So these data science people, along with data analysis skills, they will also have this predictive analytics skills, machine learning algorithms. So what they do, they can predict something. Tomorrow it will rain or not. Yes or no. So they will try to predict. What will be the cost of iPhone? So today if iPhone prices 25,000 or 75,000, what will be the price after 2 years? So all these kind of predictive analytics, right? They are these data scientist people are responsible for it. So the only advantage of data scientist people is over data analysis. They can predict, they can analyze better. So once they have predictive analytics ability, they can make business better. So they can give, okay, this will happen. So if you make sure these things you work, okay, your sales will go up. So there is something called forecasting. Now, if there are like 20 jobs in data science, I see almost 10 to 12 jobs, which is in time series forecasting. Again, you can search on this time series forecasting. It is completely related to time. So you know stock market, right? We know stock market. So today, what was the stock price? Tomorrow, what will happen? So whenever we are dealing with time, that is where this forecasting comes into the picture. This is very good field where you can research on. So nowadays they are hiring lot of freshers. They are hiring lot of people who have done masters. They are hiring lot of people who has good knowledge on time series forecasting. So you can work on this field. And data scientist people, again, in some companies, what they do, apart from doing the predictive analytics, they'll also do data engineering work also. As I was mentioning, so data engineers, they collect data, they transform it, they make it ready for rest of the people to use. So this data scientist, you can say combination of data engineer and analyst plus predictive analytics. So today our webinar, it is like unlocking potential of AI into machine learning, data science, all those things, right? This predictive analytics is all about machine learning. So without machine learning algorithms, there is no predictive analytics. So if anyone is interested in predicting something, or let's say already you're a data analyst and you want to pursue more, you can go for data scientist. And again, generally I recommend initially learn data analyst skills, work on multiple projects, get experience in that, and then go to data science. Because directly if you try to become data scientist, you will lose lot of business knowledge, you will lose lot of analysis. Directly you'll be building machine learning models. So I recommend work for some years in data analytics domain, then become data scientist. Or if you are very good in programming, or very much interested in towards AI, next comes deep learning. So first of all, before going to deep learning, right? First of all, why do we need deep learning? Now already we have machine learning. Using machine learning, we can solve a lot of problems. So I was saying there is regression, there is classification, there is clustering, there is time series forecasting. There are lot of things. When we have so many things in machine learning already, why do we need this deep learning? That is the first question. Now let's think about images. Let's say you want to build object detection model. Let's say in the road there is signal lights, right? We have signal lights. In signal lights, you have camera. You want to detect whoever is not following traffic rules. Let's say whoever is crossing red light, whoever is crossing yellow light. So you need to capture their number and you need to send them file. So here we are dealing with images. So whenever we are dealing with images, machine learning will fail. Machine learning will fail. Why it will fail? Why not? All those things, again, it is pure technical. We can talk 3 4 hours on that. But generally, machine learning algorithms, it will fail on images. Now machine learning is failing. What to do next? That is where deep learning comes into the picture. Again, in deep learning, as I was mentioning, there are two things. One is computer vision, other is NLP. So whenever you are dealing with images, right, or whenever you are dealing with images, videos, strings, PDFs, so all these things, whenever you're dealing with, we can go with computer vision. So in computer vision, again, there are a lot of things. So there is object detection. So object detection, again, it is straightforward. I think everyone will be able to guess it. So let's say I take one image. In that image, I want to detect something. I want to detect, let's say there is one hill photo. In that hill photo, I want to detect where the hill is, where the house is, where the trees are. So that is nothing but object detection. And nowadays there is one research which is going on, that is on segmentation. So segmentation, this is like again evolved version of object detection. So in object detection, what we do? Let's say here we have one image. Here I have some house, and here I have one car. In object detection, what happens? As soon as we implement object detection model, it will draw one box and it will say this as car. So this is object detection. But in case of segmentation, what it will do, it will highlight this color. Let's say I want to detect house. What it will do, it will highlight this color. Instead of drawing bounding box, it will highlight this color. So again, there is a lot of research going on in this segmentation field. One of my strong strength is in this part. So even I am working on a lot of things on segmentation. And then there is one more new topic, that is synthetic data. So what is this synthetic data? So if you are interested in new technology, right, new inventions, I will suggest you to focus on this. Nowadays, data analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, there are many people in the market. So if you want to stand out in the market, right, this is where you need to focus on segmentation, synthetic data, generative AI. There are a lot of things. We'll go one by one. So what is this synthetic data? Now, let's take one example, which is in traffic. Let's say there is red light and one person is not following the traffic, and he will pass through red light, and from right side, one more person will cross red light, and accident will happen. Accident will happen. Now, I want to build machine learning model. What it will do, as soon as some accident happens, it should detect that accident and it should call 108. It should call 108. So this is my problem statement. So I will have cameras. As soon as some accident happens, it should detect that accident has happened automatically without human intervention, and it should call 108. So this is my problem statement. Now to do this, what I need to do, first of all, I need to have a data. I need to have a data set which will have all accident related images. So now I want thousands of images of accident. I want lakhs of images of videos, right? So now what to do? If it is image related to flowers, easily we can get the images related to flowers. But now we are talking about images related to accidents. So it is very hard to get images related to accidents. Now what to do? So should we stop implementing our algorithm? No. So what is the option for that? The option is synthetic data. Now what we do, instead of capturing all the images which is related to accident, what we do, we try to create fake data. When I say fake data, which we will create it. So we will use some kind of tool. Let's say there is something called Unity. If you have heard about Unity game engine, and there is something called Unreal game engine. So now these technologies are very much hot in the market. So now what I will do, I will use this software and I'll try to create fake data. I'll try to create fake data related to accident. So using this simple software, I will hire some community developers, or I will hire some Unreal Engine developers, and I'll ask them to create this accident related data. And what they will do, they will use this tool and they will create a lot of images. Let's say they have created some 50,000 images. So now what I will do, this is fake data. I know it. Using this fake data, I will train my deep learning model. So now what happens? My deep learning model, it will learn all the data or it will learn all the insights from these images. And how did I generate these images? I did not use real image. I used some tool which is like Unity or Unreal Engine. Using that, I created some fake data. Using that data, I trained my machine learning model. So once training is done, what I will do, I will give real image. I will give real image. Let's say previous month, previous some accident has happened. What I will do, I'll give that image to my deep learning model, which is trained on fake image, which is trained on fake image. Now, this deep learning model, it should detect this image as accident. So this is my end goal. So now if I achieve this, what happens? You can solve a lot of issues. Now I gave one example as accident. Let's say you want to build machine learning model or you want to build deep learning model to detect bomb. So again, we cannot create or we cannot get lot of images related to that, right? Because it is restricted. So it is restricted from the government. We cannot get sensitive data related to that. So what we can do, again, using this Unity engine or Unreal engine, there are, I gave just example of these two tools. There are lot of tools which can be used to create these images. So using these images, what I will do, I will create lot of images and this fake data, using this fake data, I will train my machine learning model or I'll train my deep learning model. Now, using that, I can solve real world issues. So I can say all mang companies or all big companies, they're investing a lot on synthetic data. So let's say we were in 2018 or 2019. If you just know data analysis or if you just know data science skills or data engineering skills, people were hiring. But nowadays there are lot of people who have data science knowledge, or there are a lot of people in the market who has data engineering skills. So if you want to stand out in the crowd, right, you have to work on research areas. You have to work on latest technologies. And one more is, if you have heard about it, I can say RPA. So here also there is a lot of research going on. Robotic process automation. You can work on this. And the very next domain, which is very hot in the market, and I can say in LinkedIn daily, I can see lot of posts related to that. That is generative AI. So now, what is this generative AI? So again, this is nothing but branch of NLP, natural language processing. Again, in NLP, there are two things: NLU, NLG. Natural language generation, natural language understanding. Using this combination, using this both combination, this all large language model, LLMs, these are getting famous. ChatGPT, Bard, now Facebook, I mean Meta, they release the new LLMs. So daily there are they are releasing many LLMs. And very one of my favorite is LangChain. This is not famous, but people who are working in research, they're very much aware of this. Just have a look on this LangChain. It is very good model and it is very interesting. You can look on LangChain. And if you go to OpenAI, right, I think you are aware of OpenAI. In OpenAI there is something called DALI. Just go and see what is this value. And there are a lot of good algorithms. You just give text, something like elephant holding car. You just write one text. Automatically, that algorithm will create one image which will have elephant, which is holding car. So that is the level of intelligence which we have in the market now. So this ChatGPT and DALE 2, DALE, BARD, and LangChain. These are very good algorithms. So now you can ask. So there are data science people who are doing machine learning. So now to implement machine learning, we have to do a lot of things. There is something called CRISP DM process. So again, you can look into it. To explain this again, it will take a lot of time. So CRISP-DM process, it is nothing but there is methodology to be followed to work on machine learning or data science. So using this methodology, we can implement a lot of projects. Now, if let's say I'm hiring a team of machine learning engineers. Let's say the team of machine learning engineers are 5 people, and I have a medical data side and I need to work on. So now what happens, these 5 engineers, they will take some 2 months time, they will take some 3 months time. We have to create one blueprint, and we have to use CRISP DM process, and we have to use agile method. Using all those things, let's say after 3 months, these 5 people, they will deliver one machine learning algorithm. So nowadays, this is not recommended. Nowadays, what these business people will do, instead of hiring 5 people, what they will do, they will hire one guy who is knowing generative AI, and what he will do, he'll just give it to that person, and this person he'll use LLM models, large language models, and he'll give result in 1 week. So when this is happening, do you think there will be a lot of jobs related to data analyst, data science, or ML engineer? So people are saying no, but actually it is other way. So these people, instead of focusing on one guy who is using generative AI, he can perform results, he can give results. But the main thing is business. So you can Google for results. You can Google for results in ChatGPT. You can ask for prediction. You can do everything. But the main thing is business. What you are trying to solve, what to ask. Now, previously, when I was learning, so if I know proper machine learning skill or if I know good SQL knowledge, they used to hire people as data scientists. And as soon as we get data, we were directly doing predictive analytics. But now that is not the case. They are not worried about what tool I use, or they are not worried about what algorithm they use. The end goal is business and result. So now instead of focusing on the tool, we need to focus on problem statement, and then business, and then communication. So these are like core concepts you need to know. First, if you know these things, right, then program. If you know these fundamentals, now anyone can become data scientist. You just need to ask right question. I will open ChatGPT. I just need to ask a right question. If I ask the right question, it will give the answer. Previously, we had to do all those things using Christian process, all those things. But now that is not the case. If you know all these things, right, you just need to know what to ask, how to approach the problem statement. If you know these things more than ever. So generally, as here most of the audience are freshers or who are in academics, I suggest you to have strong fundamentals in programming. Then DSA, data structures. SQL, Excel, advanced Excel, communication, and business. You will understand business by solving lot of problems, by solving lot of projects. You will do this. If you have these skills, right, already you are a data scientist. It's not that you need to know all the machine learning models. It's not that you need to know all things. You just need to know how to solve the problem. The main thing is problem, not the technology. So, as I was mentioning before, if we were in 2018, if you had skills, you are master in the market. But now, technology has replaced the skills. So, you need to know problem statement and business. This is where the goal is. So, yeah, I think that's all for today. So, if you have any questions or any doubts or any myths in your mind, you can ask me. We can go to that. So if you have any questions, you can ask in chat, or I think if you have permission to talk, you can use mic and you can talk.
So, sir, I have a question. Say, if we consider machine learning, deep learning, AI, so all these things are actually related to each other, and we can consider one thing as the subdomain of another. So, as a beginner, should I just directly jump into the machine learning, or else I can just start from, say, AI to these smaller domain, then I can expand into the larger domain of machine learning? Which would be better?
So, do you have data science concepts in your understanding?
Yeah, sir, I am actually in the data science course in college.
Okay, course is fine, but have you solved projects? Have you solved problem statements?
Currently, I am doing those things. So my plan is in the upcoming
Okay,
semester to complete it and then go to machine learning or the other things.
okay, okay. What I suggest now, as a beginner, start working on projects. Don't think about AI, NLP, or computer vision, because today, if you learn one technology, right, again it will get replaced with another technology. So what I suggest, so now you have data science knowledge. Using that data science knowledge, solve projects. Solve 10 projects, 15 projects, as many as projects you can solve. You can go to Kaggle, you can go to UCL repository. There are a lot of repositories in the market, so you can get all the data set for free. So using those data sets, right, solve a lot of problems. Once you have that confidence, right, once you have all the business understanding, then you can go for deep learning or whichever you like. You were saying, right, there are multiple big domains now. So there is NLP, there is computer vision, depending upon your understanding. If you straight away jump to NLP or computer vision without understanding the business, so you will lag behind. So what I suggest, solve a lot of problems. And based on that, based on your liking, let's say you like to deal with text, start working on NLP. Let's say you like to work on images, then go for computer vision. If you become a jack of all, it will be like for a fresher, it will be very hard. You need to become master of one. Instead of becoming jack of all, become master of one. If you're an experienced person, I will say other way. You need to become jack of all. That is true. But for a fresher, you should be master of one, so that in interview or in your portfolio, GitHub or anywhere, you can showcase that skill and people will hire you. That is what I would suggest.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, if you have any other questions, then you can ask here.
So I think if you don't have any further questions, I think we can wind up for today.
Yeah, okay. So then I don't think so they have any questions. Okay, so guys, actually we are sending the attendance form link. So just fill out that form so that you will be getting the certificate. Okay. And
Okay, guys, fine. You can also connect me in LinkedIn if you have any questions. You can search for my name, Jayanth MK. If you get any doubts, you can approach me in LinkedIn as well. I'll be happy to help. Yeah. Thanks for joining.
let's continue learning and growing together. And looking forward to our next interactions. Thanks everyone. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks all. Happy weekend.
Yeah.